Welcome everyone to my little roundup of all things Mogtastic. Here it is, look at this. Hey, look at her. Isn't she a thing? She's big. She's a big girl. And quite wobbly. Look at that. 100mm shocks. What have I been doing? Well, you can see I've painted the box. I have actually attached the box to the cab as well. So this, for the time being, this is all one piece. So this is army green, Halford's rattle can. Camouflage green, some kind of non-specific but yet startlingly accurate, so US Army, flat army green. This is obviously NATO camo, you've seen that before. This is satin lacquered at the moment, and this is matte. There's a huge difference in reflections there. This is still matte because I've ordered some Red Cross stickers that I need to put on here and sand them down and blend them in, and then I'm going to lacquer over the top of them, the whole box, before it gets where the glazing goes in or anything like that. Now the chief points of interest in this episode are going to be the things I've done to what's already here, featuring a lot of metal work, which is really cool. Right. So the first thing I've done, and they're already in place, are the metal sliders. So there's one on each side. These are bolted onto the chassis. I need to drill holes. There's only one bolt on each of them at the moment. I need to drill another hole on the chassis. And so that's part one of my rock protection system that I've talked about in the previous videos. I've put this bumper on, this mudguard on, I should tell you. It's not on the other side as well, just on here, just so the truck looks finished for the camera, or finished-ish, because it looks a bit grim on this side. All right. So that's the first thing. Now, second thing is the bumper. So let me remind you what the stock bumper looks like. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing made of plastic. It just screws under the cab. Bob's your uncle. Yes, but it's going to get smashed to smithereens. First sign of any kind of serious obstacle. So I've ordered a metal bumper. I've got a metal bumper arrived. Now, it's got a winch slot in there, which is really interesting. So I can have this pushed right back, or I can have it extended. I may, in due course, put a winch in there. It'll be a dead one. I'll never have a working winch because it just gets drowned all the time. So that'll certainly help protect matters. If I put a winch in, I can have the bumper forwards, lose some approach angle, but then I get to have the bars on. So if I have the bumper back, I can't fit the bars over the top. So that's really cool. It will mean that this bumper mount needs to be flipped the other way around. The magnets are reattached, so it won't be a very quick thing to change bumpers, but you know, that's fair. Not a big deal, because these bumper mounts, of course, are angled. So they are angled up or angled down, depends on which way you've installed them. At the back, I haven't got this yet, so I can't really show you the end product, but I can describe what it is. It attaches to the chassis in the back here, by the back axle, not the bumper mount. So it's not a thing to stick out. You know, it's not gonna come out the back here, because I've got stuff here. The idea is, you know, when this comes off a rock, it doesn't hit this, you know, like this. It hits a metal bar and maybe stop, so that I can kind of maneuver more carefully or lift it off or whatever, instead of just smashing straight into it, because this step, you know, styrene step, is just going to end up smashed off very, very shortly, I should think. So that's coming. I hope it works, and it probably will involve a bit more chassis drilling, which I'm really nervous about. I've never drilled a hole in the chassis before, so that's going to be entertaining. The other thing I've got for this, you'll need the top. You'll be able to see the top of the truck for this. And by the magic of editing, you can now see the top of the truck. It's a roof rack. So this is a WPL compatible roof rack. It's meant for their C24. It's not a WPL product, don't get me wrong. It's just a £6 thing off eBay. But it's branded, marketed as compatible for a WPL tiny truck. But the good news is, it fits exactly onto the Mog's roof. Yes? That way around. So aside from the roof hatch, I'm going to have to put some spacers in to get this raised up a bit, but it is a great thing. It's not very tall, it weighs nothing, and it's already pre-battered for you, which is really nice. And yeah, it's going to be full of plastic jerry cans and other such tat. So those are the sort of key add-ons that I've done. I've also built an exhaust. This bronze thing that I'm waving around is actually a metal straw. In the UK, Aldi chain of supermarkets sell these stainless steel straws. That's what it calls them, there it is. you can get gunmetal and bronze set like this, or you can get a chrome set, which I felt was a bit fancy for an Army Land Rover. An Army Unimog. It is a Unimog, right? Yeah. So anyway, so I took a gunmetal one, cut it down, glued it onto the bottom section of the kit exhaust. I think I showed you this last time. So there's the, you can see under here, this is the kit version, the kit part that bolts onto the bottom of the carb. It's cut there. I drilled a hole in it. The metal straw, which is much thinner than the stock exhaust, goes into the hole, sits in there full of super glue, and it goes into this kit bracket that goes into the hole in the carb. But it's much narrower, so I've had to pack it out with masking tape there. I was thinking it was going to look a bit like heat tape or heat wrap or something, but it just looks like a bee's nest now, which is not exactly ideal. But it'll get painted, and hopefully nobody will comment on it again. Oh, there goes my slider. Look at that. On the droop again, on the piss. Right, so, you know, every time I pick this up, right, I think I've left a wheel behind because of the flex on it. But no, it's just the 100mm shocks doing their thing. So that's pretty good. I like that because it's metal, it's strong, and it actually looks, you know, it's thin, and you've got a proper hole in it, and a plastic exhaust. They just look horrible. So that's really good. I'm happy with that. I'm really pleased that worked out, and hasn't yet fallen off. But yeah, so that, I mean, that's really all I've been doing, and it's been quite a lot of fiddly faffy work. I've had to reposition all these toolboxes and fuel tanks and things to accommodate the sliders. And oh, I should probably point out I've got the spare tyre thing set up badly because really trying to do this without assembling the truck, it's been quite difficult. So the spare tyre may or may not sit level, but it sits in there, or the spare quarter tyre, as it is, space saver I'd like to call it. Hopefully it looks like a full tyre from most angles, especially in a darkened room or late at night on a shoot. But there you go. So there's some sort of attempt at a spare tyre, which is where they sit, generally speaking, on the Mogs. They sit between, you know, sort of tucked away down into the chassis. So yeah, I'm really happy with this. It's been a challenge. It's a real, because you don't get any instructions for it. You know, I've had a few troubles with the sequence of assembly, and obviously you want to, you know, I'm painting them separately and so on. So probably the whole thing really could be just about all assembled, virtually all assembled and then painted. I've done it in bits and then try to put it together afterwards, which is a little hard work. There's an awful lot of upside downs, and you know, it's painted. You know, it's all a bit cack-handed. But I have got magnets on my doors, so they don't flap about like a rent boy's bumhole, which is awesome stuff. Back one still too. There. So that's been a massive thing. And yes, now I've cured the flappy doors, I am very happy with this. I can't wait to see how all this sort of flex and stuff, you know, works in the real world. You know, well, Wales anyway, if that counts, the land of Yorks and curious late night habits, which I don't really wish to elaborate on. But yeah. There it is, the Unimog Hardbody. It's coming together, folks. It's not far off now. Only another month or two, I promise. Yeah, I shouldn't say that. Terry will be on the phone in a minute, telling me to get a move on. Anyway, there you go. Anyway, speaking of Terry, I'm sure he'll be along shortly with his rapid progress of his D90. It'll be done sometime next decade, I'm imagining. But anyway, so yes, there you go. Welcome to the channel. Shall I put that at the front? Don't know. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hit the like and subscribe. You know you want to, and how can you not want to watch the next gripping installment of this? Don't answer that. For goodness sake. For the love of God, don't answer that. Anyway, I shall see you next time. Take it easy, take care. Hope you all get some petrol. We are in the middle of a petrol crisis in the south of England. And yeah, stand by for further news. Don't hold your breath. Right, goodbye, thank you, good night.